Hello guys, it is Taico White here, along with some pals of mine from Cardfighters United. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
Hey guys, Cphonic here, and today we're going to be going over GBT-01 pre-release discussion thingy. But without further ado, I would like to introduce a new member who goes by the name of Ninja.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hi. Alright, so, why not get started? So, I guess what we're going to do is we're just going to go from the top and go down, and we're just going to, say, how is this going to be used, how is it going to be countered, and how much usage, or just whatever stuff. So, our first card is Interdimensional Dragon Chronos Command Dragon. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this stride unit that we have?
Well, to be honest, it's a good card, not to lie, because basically stride, you get the card out, you hit the freaking attack, and then you just say, I counter blast 2, soul blast 2, I hit, all your rear guards go back to the bottom of your deck.
Yeah,
it's good, but easily counterable.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna like about this card, because I'm gonna want to keep my rear guards on my field, because the deck that I'm gonna be building in the future is gonna rely on those cards to be on the field, and I don't have that much draw power, so it's gonna basically force me to guard with that effect and not let it hit.
There's also a couple decks that kind of doesn't really hurt them that much, like the new Neo Nectars. They just call everything from the deck anyway. So it's not going to hurt them too bad just for that turn, honestly.
Yeah, but decks like Nova Grapplers, where they're not going to... Nova Grapplers don't utilize that much in draw power, and you really can't call rear guards from the deck. You're basically really relying on getting that card into your hand and playing that on the field. So you don't want to have them spun back into your deck.
Depending on where that's played in, it could really end games quickly.
Yeah,
that also affects Link Joker too, right? Because mostly center line.
Yeah. Alright, and also one more thing I just want to mention. As you can see down here, this is a new rarity, and it's called Generation Rare. Now, what I was thinking about this is, since this is the only generation in the box, my thoughts are there's only going to be 1 to 2 generation rares per case, and a case contains 16 boxes. And just let us know if that is right or wrong in the comments section down below.
To be honest, I don't trust it.
Me neither. With it only being one card in the,
Wasn't there only one set of Legion rares in the first one that had those, or the two?
I can't remember.
To be honest, you can go first.
I think it was 2, because I think it was the Seeker Legion and then the Brawler Legion.
Yeah. And you were gonna say something, Ninja?
As I was going to say, I really don't trust the fact that they're going to go on with this, considering the last time we had this during the set for Omega Glendios, when they said they were going to do a reverse rare, was going to be 1 per case, and just flat out denied that.
Did they really do that? For
yeah,
Glendy?
They were going to do that for Glendy, 1 per case, but they didn't. Then they dropped it down to triple. I don't trust it for this either, for the same reason.
Well, I guess we'll find out Friday when this comes out. So we're recording this on Tuesday. It'll probably get uploaded on Wednesday. And so the set itself will come out within 2 days. So are we ready to go on the... Oh yeah. You can go.
I'm most likely going to be getting, on Friday, not Friday, but Saturday, going to be doing a box opening for this.
Oh, so that'll be pretty fun.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah, just let me. I have to like go back and then click on the. If it even will go back. All right.
You want to go to another card?
Yeah. So the next card down
Yeah, go
the
to the
line is Holy Dragon Saint Blow Dragon. And so this is a Stride generation card, and what it does, it's one of here, I'll leave it right here because I already know what this does. You choose a face down card. You basically G Persona Blast. That's how I'm gonna call it, and it gets plus 3,000 for each of your rear guards until the end of the turn. Then the number of if the number of face-up cards in your G zone is 2 or more, then and the number of rear guards you have is 2 or more, it gains +1 critical until the end of the turn. So what do you guys think about this card?
You're most likely going to have 2 or more rear guards since it's Royal Paladin and how much they rely on guards
Definitely.
and how easily they call stuff.
Definitely.
So as long as you stride once, that's a given effect.
Yeah, and this is going to be a powerhouse because you're going to stride over an 11k Vanguard, so that's 26 right there. Royal Paladins are going to have 5 cards in the rear guard circle anyway, so that's plus, what, 15? So that is 41k, 2 crit, not to mention triple drive check, and using this late game is going to really force your hand down.
If a card has the potential to by itself with the 3 crit triggers hit you for 5 crit, that's automatically scary.
Yeah. Ninja, what do you think about this? Haven't heard any from you?
To be honest, as you said before, yeah, it's going to be good late game, isn't it? But for some people who are new to striding, like me, you may end up burning the card early on, so you gotta be careful when you use it.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's obvious ways to counter it. Like the card we just went over would definitely just wreck this card.
Yeah.
Because there goes all the rear guards, but down to the bottom of the deck, so you don't have all that extra power, and you can't activate the effect either.
Yeah, but I mean, it is Royal Paladins, and I've seen it can come back pretty good, but it depends on what you do have in your hand if Chronos Command does get its skill off.
And I don't know if they do, but with what'd you say this card was going to end up being like? How high? Oh, let me see. 15. We can go to 30.
It can go to like
41,000
without triggers.
Plus the I know that the three trial decks had this, but the one that was if it's boosting the G1 effect that gets plus 4,000, so it's a 10k booster.
So that's going to be a 51k. No
without triggers.
2 crit. And you can do that skill for 2 turns, so it's going to be pretty hard to counter it, but it is possible, and yeah.
Is this the set that's going to be releasing the flippers that are going to flip the G zone units back down?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I doubt it.
If so, that means you can use this almost as much as you want to, depending on how you use those cards.
Yeah. So are we ready to go on to the next one?
Yeah, we are.
Alright. Let's see, our next card is Sword Deity of Thunderbreak Takemakazuchi, which is the Oracle think tank. So Ninja, you want to start us off with this card?
Yeah. Basically, this is, like everything else. Basically, it hits Counterblast 2, choose a face down card, sort, choose itself from the G zone, turn face up. If the number of face up cards in your G zone is 2 or more, look at 4 cards from the top of your deck, search for 2 cards, put them into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So, basically for me, this is good for late game, because you're basically stacking the bottom of your deck. if you can hold out that long, that is.
As well as getting perfect cards into your hand, if you can find them within the 4. And I think, but one downside I think that's going to happen is a lot of the stride cards that have to deal with OTT are a little bit counterblast heavy. As seeing as OTT doesn't really have that many ways, except for Battle Sister Lemonade, to unflip damage, it might be pretty hard to utilize the effect of searching for cards and then putting them into your hand.
I'm not very familiar with this, but isn't OTT already a little counterblast heavy?
I think it might be. I mean, I've seen some versions that don't rely on counterblast that much. But I mean, this one, especially with all the stride support coming out, I think you can run out of counterblast really fast once you hit the stride stage.
Mm.
And to be honest, for me, a lot of and by what I saw so far, a lot of the OTT stuff is basically about stacking the bottom of the deck and basically saying, hey, we get to put criticals, heals, all that junk on the bottom for late game.
Yeah, and then, but you would want to actually run through your deck, which it can do fairly well.
Does it say you have to show the cards to your opponent?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's kind of a downside.
Letting them know basically what your whole deck is, or what your deck is not the best.
Oh yeah, I don't think you have to show your opponent. Never mind, because it just says that you don't have to reveal them to your opponent.
Okay, then that's good. Because then that'll just be...
That would be a really bad downside, especially for a strike.
Like, if there's ever a card that you have to reveal your deck to your opponent, it's going to have a really, really good effect.
Well, I don't think it would reveal your deck. I think it would be more or less your hand or the cards you actually get from your deck. I mean, if you're going to reveal cards from your deck, I mean, like, that would just be like, I don't know. It could be good, but then it could be bad.
It really depends on the person, in my opinion.
The card, yeah.
Because there's some people out there who play the same decks over and over and over again to the point you know what they have, but they'll win.
Alright, so are we ready to move on to the next card?
I believe so.
Alright, next card is Supreme Heavenly Battle Deity Susano. This card is like Automile and Chronojet, but for Oracle Think Tank, and what it does is, the main skill you're going to utilize this is from Counterblast 1, when your G unit strides. You may pay the cost and look at 2 cards from the top of your deck, and put one of them into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom.
Yeah.
I think it's okay because you're gonna get like 6 cards in your hand that turn, maybe even more, from other effects on the field, because you'll have Susano, that's 1 right there. You'll probably have the stride card we just talked about, which is 3, plus your triple drive check and some other Oracle Think Tank cards down the line that we have yet to talk about that will still add cards in your hand. So it'll be a pretty good combination to stack up your hand as well as putting cards into the bottom of your deck.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, what do you guys think about its generation break?
It's restricting.
I mean, how?
Well, for me, because I go to a store with a lot of good players, and a lot of them are talking about right now saying that they're going to add 9, like the max amount of striding.
Yeah, I think that's 8.
Oh,
it's 8.
Which is 8. And a lot of them are saying, oh, we're just basically going to go in with stride, and Pretty much, they're not thinking about their vanguards half the time. So it's kind of like saying, who's going to be thinking about these vanguards?
Yeah, and I doubt many people are gonna use their generation breaks because people are gonna rely on strides a lot more, and the game's gonna be you're rarely gonna get past all 8 of your strides using 6 of them because you have to unflip one for all the other strides, and then the other ones you don't have to.
And to be honest, don't get me wrong, the vanguards are good. The grade 3s are good. They're good.
Yeah, I like them too.
Like, for example, when I first saw Chronojet, when it said, for example, is basically,
you get to
people who don't know this, it's Generation 2. Yeah, these cards are good. People just depend too much on the generation, the strides.
So
the grade 3s are actually on par with some of the better grade 3s from the past sets, just no one's paying attention to them now that we have Strad.
Yeah. Alright, so with that, you think we should move on to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here comes a Kagero stride, and this is Flame Emperor Dragon King Root Flare Dragon. This is the one Nomura uses in the anime. Alright, I don't really know much about this card and how you're gonna be able to utilize it with the new cards for Kagero. I haven't really gotten to try this out, so if you guys want to take it away.
Okay, I'll start with the fact. Because basically, like a lot of the cards, and so far what we read, it's basically Generation Persona.
Yeah.
You get, if the number of face-up cards in your G-Zone is 2 or more, choose one of your opponent's regards and retire all of your opponent's regards in the same column as that unit. Basically a column destroyer.
Yeah, so it's like Perdition except for Stride.
Yeah.
See,
which I really don't mind.
Now that I think about it, this is going to be really great because with Perditions now, because when you stride, doesn't the G unit take the name of your grade 3 as well?
Yes, it does.
Actually does.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And so having this being a Perdition as well, like if people want to do that and run Perditions with this, it could be like a better added card, I guess, but Perdition's strong as it is right now. So, I mean, I guess we'll see about this.
I only see it as a one-turn, basically.
Yeah.
Because for clans like Paladin, they could easily replenish their field, so it's not really a big hit.
Yeah, definitely.
Really not much.
Alright, so are we ready to move on to the next card?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Because there's really not much to do with. Oh, except for this card. Dragonic Overlord, the X or the Cross. Depending on who you are.
If you want to be that guy.
I think it was originally the Cross, I'm pretty sure, but they were too lazy to spell it out. So I'm calling it the X because that's what I've been doing ever since it was released in Japan.
The X just kind of sounds cool anyway.
Yeah, I think it does. It sounds better. Alright, we were talking about this earlier, and we actually find a really good use of this card with it being like a Legion with the end. First off, what I want to say about this is when it Legions, you get to search for either the end or Dote and put it into your hand, which will really utilize the Counterblast Persona Blast skill. And so, like, if you already have like one of your Legion mates in your hand, and when you Legion, and then you get another one, your hand's gonna be all set for that turn. What do you guys think?
I really, to be honest, it's hard. Like, for the, I forgot the name of that card, but it was basically, I think it was a Legion. It's like, you can't guard with grade 1s and over.
Oh, yeah, that one.
It's basically saying regardless we're going to hit.
Yeah, like this, and I like the counterblast. It goes along with Dote really well. This is what's gonna happen. If you have both cards in your hand and this unit's already in Legion, one of two things is gonna happen, and they're both very devastating. You're either gonna have two of your rear guards retired, which, as we talked about previously, can be a complete mess, or you can have that Vanguard and its Legion mate stand up again. And I think that is just gonna be terrible because you're just gonna want to be guarding your you're just gonna want to use your hand to guard this on first attack, because there's no point in letting Dote hit and then having it restand, and if it gets any crits, well, you're gonna have to guard the next one, and then you would have had to waste more cards, and your rear guards would have still been retired. So I definitely think that this is going to put a lot of pressure on opposing players.
It's just the fact that you're either way, there's a really big possibility of you getting screwed over. The amount of pressure on that is going to be horrifying.
Yeah. But one thing I've actually looked at, I actually think Bushyvert's actually doing a really good thing on the X. I've looked at this, and the price is averaging about $30 for the X itself. And the end being, I think it's like at 15, maybe, I think so, with the X coming out. That's going to be a $45 Legion pair, which, I mean, if you guys are one of those guys that buys singles like me and doesn't want to waste money on boxes, well, then you're gonna want to buy your boxes. I mean, I just think so, because if you want to build the X, I think it's gonna be pretty hard, seeing how price heavy they are and how hard it's gonna be able to get between the X and the End, as they come from two different sets. So, do you guys think we'll really see the X that often, though?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, as you said, it's going to be price heavy, and as we go through these cards, some of them are definitely going to be price heavy. And when you look at the prices, it's kind of going to drop a lot of decks into the sewer, in my opinion, because you see all these good cards, but there's so much money that you're going to have to build up for just to make that deck.
Yeah.
So you might as well make a cheaper one just so you can make profit.
Mm-hmm. So personally, I don't think we're going to see that many. I mean, especially at your card shop, I don't see any of the X's. And if you go to, like, regionals, you might see one or two decks, I mean, depending on who's actually there at your regionals and how much time they want to invest into this deck alone, and money as well.
This was a triple rare, correct?
Yes. And what's gonna suck is the N comes in a different box from the X. So, that being said, you're going to be buying two different boxes, or you could buy the Fighters Collection 2014 to get the End, but that's still pretty rare to get it. And with them being triple rares and just the regular boxes, you are going to invest a lot of money in this card, and therefore, play-wise, I don't think we will see that much of it.
Well, we still don't know until it comes out, and I'm also reading now that it's also going to be in an SP variant.
Yes, it is an SP variant as well. I see it right up there. Oh, I should have Sorry, guys. I should have.
I know that in some of the past boxes, it's been very just different with this, but how many triple rares and how many double rares are supposed to be in a box? Have they said yet or no?
It
I
says
think.
right now, 22 R's, 12 double R's, 8 triple R's, 1
Generation. I think per box. I know they're keeping the triple rare count still 3 per box, but I have also heard that there might be an increase in double rares. I've heard that, but I don't know if it's true. I think it might be like 6.
In BT-16, it was 6. I don't know about 17.
Yeah, so I think they're gonna they're gonna keep it at 6 double rares.
And also another important thing, if I remember correctly from BT-16, the SPs replaced rares instead of triple rares.
That'll be pretty good. So I mean, if you find an SP, then
you still get your free triples.
Yeah, and you're still gonna have hope to find the X in.
Which means technically, if you're like the most lucky person on Earth, you could get 4 copies of the X in one box.
Well, no, they won't. They won't duplicate it. Except for triple rares and SPs. Like I know they won't. They won't duplicate it, so all triple rares will be the X. But what I've seen is, you may get like a triple rare. Like I've seen this before. Some guy opened the box and they got a triple rare of Lukier, and then they also got an SP Lukier in the same box. But I think that is very, very rare that happens.
Yeah, because I opened the other day, I got 15 boosters, and I opened it and got a double, I think it was a double R, what is it called? The other half for the Big Bang,
yeah.
the Big Bang Knuckle Dragon. I got that in SP and double R in the same couple packs.
All right, so
I think you're.
With that being said, do we want to move on? Because I think we're spending too much time.
I think it's better to move on.
All right, here the next card, the bayest of all bays in Cardfight Vanguard, the one who destroys them all. If you come to my card shop, you'll see me playing this, and you will get completely destroyed with this card. Meteor Kaiser, Victoplasma, Nova Grapplers. I absolutely love this card, as well with all the other Nova Grappler support. I mean, I guess I'll just take it from here. Counterblast 2 and G Persona. If the number of cards is 2 or more in your G zone, it gets -1, a dry check for -1. But then you choose 2 cards from your hand and discard it and stand it. So what this is gonna allow is it's gonna allow one more trigger check, as well as more opportunities to stand your rear guards, and as we'll see later on in the video, it will be really helpful with the new Nova support. So,
especially since, as we were talking about earlier, Nova Grappler isn't the best draw-wise.
yes.
So if you're getting 5 cards for one turn, it's going to be just a really good effect to use.
Yeah, definitely. I might tech 2 draws in there, maybe. I mean, it just depends on what I want to do. In case I want to get just a little bit of draw power in my hand, in my deck. But otherwise, I'll be running 8 stand 4 crit 4 heal.
To be honest, I don't see the draw. I don't really see it.
Me neither, but I mean, just in case I want to be that guy.
Well, I know you're going to be that guy. The thing is that you're just basically getting the same amount as the twin drive. The only difference is that you get to stand again and attack for more card advantage reasons.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, so, just for my opinion, this isn't my favorite card for Nova Grapplers, but it's like my third or fourth favorite card coming out in the G set. So, I think we talked a little bit I think we've talked enough of Victoplasma. Do you
Yeah.
guys think so? I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Alright, so... The bay.
So far, we haven't had any of those crazy effects you have to read like 5 times to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the bayest of even more bays of all the perfect Vanguard cards there is Extreme Battler Victor.
Ooh.
Oh, I gotta skip a card. Dang it.
I love this card. 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 Alright, so basically, when your unit strides, let's see. When your unit strides, you choose one of your vanguards. Is it vanguards or rear guards? I could have. Choose one of your rear guards. It is rear guards because, as you can see right here, and stand it, and that unit gets plus 5,000 until the end of the turn. You'll see later on why that effect is going to be really great. So, do you guys have any comments about my bay? It's the ball base.
Well, it's definitely going to support your stride. I can tell you that one for most.
Yeah, because... Oh yeah, that reminds me, because I think... Wait. Because when you're going to use Victoplasma, it's going to attack twice. So you can stand that chosen rear guard twice and add plus 5,000. So I'll be showing you guys a deadly combo with that later.
You can only activate that effect once per turn.
Yes. I mean, it's a force to be reckoned with. Alright, so shall we move on to the next card? Just so we can get this rolling.
I feel like we shouldn't go over the whole set, just like the big cards.
I was just thinking about doing the triple rares for now and then saving just some of the... I mean, I don't think double rares are gonna... I mean, we can go over the double rares in another video, because this video is almost like 40 minutes long.
Yeah, true.
So do we just want to finish up our last triple rare and then do double?
Yeah, there's only one left. We should probably do that, and that's all we should really go for this time.
Alright, the last triple rare of the set is Interdimensional Dragon Rat. Oh my god, my internet. Why did I be doing this to me right now? Interdimensional Dragon. Isn't that Interdimensional Dragon Ragnarok Dragon? I think that's what it is.
Can we just talk about how majestic that artwork is for a second?
Go ahead. You can go.
I don't even have words, I was just saying.
Alright, so, do you guys want to go over its effect? Like, someone hit it. I've hit, like, the last pass. 5.
Counter blast 1 and choose one face-up card name Interdimensional Dragon. So you basically just G-Persona once. Pay the cost when it hits the Vanguard. Your opponent can't grade zeros to cards. So,
and again,
that's good. And
a crit, right? Yes.
Yeah, it's a crit, too.
Crit it 2 or more face-up.
So, this is...
I have a question.
Yeah.
You know how it says face up in the G-Zone? You know, like the generation abilities, how they activate as soon as you have generation unit face up at all?
Yeah. Like,
is that going to count for that, or do they have to physically be in the generation zone?
No, they don't have to. So, basically, once your generation, like, once your G unit is actually on your field, that enables your generation break once. So, it doesn't, as long as it's, see, alright, so here's how it works. So, when you stride, it becomes a face-up card in your G-zone.
Okay.
Really?
Yes. So, it will work. So, like, what you do, so what you want to do with these skills is you're gonna, right, so on your first turn you're able to do stride. You're gonna, if you're running Gear Chronicle, you're gonna want to stride Chronos Command. Alright? Then do that, and then end your turn, your opponent goes. And then what you can do is you can wait, is that right? Yeah. And then you're gonna want to stride Ragnarok. and then use its effect, and then I think its effect is off.
To be honest, I like riding the clock. It's one of those late drives that you would want to do to push the person back.
Yeah.
Just really easy criticals, and they can't use their triggers to guard. It will add a decent amount of pressure.
So if your opponent does not have a perfect guard in their hand, and they don't trigger stack their hand like me, you're gonna take some pretty hefty damage with riding the clock.
Especially if you triple drive.
Crits.
It's like a monkey.
I've only done that like once on area.
Dude, I got triple crit once.
I saw someone triple heal.
Dude, really?
Well, yeah, you'd have to be at 2 damage for that, and your opponent would have to be at 5.
He did. He got a useless triple heal, and then I kind of fished him.
Alright, so I think with that, we're gonna wrap up this video because it's been like so long. And we'll just briefly go over double rares. I mean, I think what we're gonna do with these is we're just gonna hit the main cards in the set and not go over every single card because that's gonna be 108 cards we don't really necessarily need to deal with.
Like, I feel like we should just do the go through these on our own time and pick out some good cards from the set and just go over those.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of cards that are going to be repeats for each clan.
Yeah, so that'll come up. But since this is like a new generation, see what I did there? Since this is a new era and Vanguard, it's gonna take a while before we get reprints. So.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the cards that are going to be like like the Counterblast 1 get plus 3,000.
Yeah.
Every clan has. Like the cards that have like they're for different clans. They have the same effect.
Yeah.
Like, we can skip over some of those.
It's like the limit break enablers. We can skip over perfect guards as well. I mean, like we can just mention their perfect guards. So I think with that, we're gonna wrap up this episode. Does that look good to you guys?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Alright, so I'm thinking of how to do this outro. So on behalf of Team Cardfighters United, I, Cphonic 588, go Ninja someone.
Me, Taico White.
And me, Ninja,
are going to wrap up this episode and say goodbye to you guys. I mean, goodbye, good night, good morning, whatever time you're watching this at. So, thank you all for watching. Please hit that like button if you actually like this. Sorry for this having been like 40 or close to 40 minutes long. And subscribe if you want. You should subscribe. And
remember, if you have a different opinion than we did about some of the cards we went over, just leave it in the comment section and we'll get to you.
I actually feel like I learned something.
I knew what none of these did before this video, so I definitely learned something.
Alright, so with that, this has been Team Cardfighters United. Peace out.